And you guys need to understand that real Guyanese in this country is struggling. Real Guyanese don't have enough money in their bank to service their loans. How can you guys sit there and speak about great governance and speak about great implementation of policies when you guys have Guyanese in the fastest growing economy, where the gold price has doubled from 2006 to date, where the bauxite productivity has doubled and even tripled to date from 2003 and 2006 to now? And you know what happened? Rather than the price of land reduce, you guys rose the price of land. You guys give the internationals land availability and tax exemptions. You guys are not a good government that are governing for all of Guyana. And if you guys were governing for all of Guyana, you trust me, Minister Ashley Singh, I would do nothing other than sing your praises. Now, while I know some Guyanese will find a way to join One Guyana and some Guyanese will find ways to survive in this country, there should be no way a single mother should be working to take care of her children and only taking home $400 in a month, Minister Ashley Singh. Not in a country that has one of the highest cost of living. Do your Google search and confirm it, brothers and sisters, in South America.
Well, oh, I pray for this world to be a better place. Living in love, one people, one race. Stop all your killing, all your bloodshedding. Accept love, my brothers and sisters, cause in this world of hate, there is poverty, shame, and disgrace. There'll be no more existence of the human race if we don't cool down our haste. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
President, I'm begging you, please, one more time. No, 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 no. We don't need no refugees. Mr. President, Guyanese, begging you, please. How can you accept deportees that don't belong to this country? Mr. President, this is so disrespectful to me as a Guyanese. You don't respect this country's sovereignty. You done got all the protections for you and your families. Now you accepting deportees and refugees to mess up my beautiful country. There's more crime and violence, as this is all I see in this beautiful country. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I say no, 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 no. We don't need none of them deportees. Roll, roll, it come again. Oh, no, 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 no. Mr. President, we're begging you, please, one more time. No, 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 no. We can't take none of these refugees. Mr. President, can you refuse them, please? See and I realize the president is a puppet in the white man's eyes. Guyanese people, Guyana don't get fried. Now we stop and check and can't even reply. Yeah, 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 yeah. They come again. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't need none of your deportees again, again. No. Begging you, please. No, 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 no. Deportees. No, 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 no. Refugees. No, 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 no. Guyanese. Begging you, please. No deportees.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I set my watch to it. When I heard that voice recording, a voice clip of the father of the We Invest in National Party, Azadi Mohammed, Mr. Nazir Mohammed, berating and admonishing and disrespecting a Guyanese of Afro descent, I knew that every governmental and non-governmental organization that are there to hold Guyanese accountable for anything racial would make sure that they demand accountability from Mr. Nazir Mohammed, because remember right now, it's the pick on Azadine trend is what's going on. Now let me tell you guys straight up. I in no way support the way Mr. Nazir Mohammed spoke to that African brother, right? And I in no way support, I'm in no support of any racism anywhere in this country by any Guyanese in this country, and it don't stop. And that is across the board approach by me. When I listened to the things that Mr. Nazir Mohammed was saying, it was very distasteful and it was hearty, especially coming from a man who I'm guessing most of the work, the infrastructural work and keeping the business running would be done by Africans. And you listen to the way the man spoke to the man. But I could set my watch and I knew that the ERC and all the other bodies that are responsible for holding people accountable that seem to be in a deep sleep when Guyanese critic continue to speak anyhow he wants to speak about about Afro-Guyanese. And when Miss Jennifer Ali continues with all of our different racial outbursts and our racial slurs that she continue to plaster all over social media, even after warning by the ERC, here the ERC is now to hold Mr. Nazir Mohammed accountable. And like I said, I have a no-nonsense, zero-tolerance approach when it comes to racism, racial slurs, racial discrimination, racial repression, whatever it is. I have a no-nonsense approach to that. So we're not accepting that from anybody. We're not accepting anybody calling us black man and all kind of thing. We're not accepting that. You understand? But let's read what the ERC would have placed in the public domain. ERC investigating racial remarks alleged made by Nazir Mohammed. The Ethnic Relations Commission wishes to inform the public that its Media Monitoring Unit, MMU, on the 8th of January 2026 has taken note of a video being circulated on social media with concerning racial remarks allegedly made by Nazir Mohammed. The MMU has captured and recorded the statements in question as a part of its continuous monitoring mandate. The Commission reiterates that any remarks which promotes ethnic hostility, prejudice, or discrimination falls within the purview of the constitutional mandate of the ERC. In keeping with established protocols honoring due process and fairness, the matter is currently engaging the attention of the ERC investigative unit. The public will be updated as investigation continues. The Ethnic Relations Commission remains committed to fostering harmony, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence among all ethnic groups within Guyana. Well, brothers and sisters, I guess we will have to wait and see, because this one, it isn't resolved as yet. And it's something that is going to be coming. It's in the making. But what I want you guys to see both at home and abroad, right, to just acknowledge the partiality of the ERC. We're going to be monitoring how they approach this case of this video being circulated on social media, where we all heard, I don't know how many of you heard it, but I heard it. The father of the leader of the We Invest in National Party, Mr. Nazir Mohammed, berating, admonishing, and definitely spewing racial slurs at who appeared to be a Guyanese of African descent. Now we know we're living in the AI era, and we know that AI can create anybody's voice, can take anybody's voice at any time and make it sound like anybody else. You understand? So we still, I'm guessing this is what the investigation is going to entail. The ERC actually probing to see if they can find the origin or the source of this social media post that is being circulated with this voice clip. They're going to have to find the origin of it, and when they find the origin, is only then they can decipher if the video and the voice we're hearing is actually Mr. Nazir Mohammed's voice. Because we got to face it, we're living in scary times. We are living in the area of AI, and AI can do anything. Nonetheless, if the voice on that recording is definitely Mr. Nazir Mohammed, Mr. Nazir Mohammed, you need to do better. You know, the Afro-Guyanese are right now standing in strong support of your son. And if we are supposed to only work with Afro-Guyanese and black man supposed to be working with black man, like the video, like the social media post and the voice clip is saying, then how do you expect the Afro-Guyanese in Guyana to support your son? You know, and if this is definitely the mindset, how can we possibly support the Mohammeds after this? Based on the voice clip, the young man of African descent was trying to tell Mr. Nazir Mohammed that he wasn't well and he needed to do certain testing and so on at the hospital and all of these things. And he was trying to basically justify why he may not have been able to work at some point or complete some project at some point. And I'm saying the response is, it was totally uncalled for. You know, and basically when people get into a heated rage, this is when you see who people really are at the core. You can only judge a man's character when a man gets into a heated rage or a man is going through some strong emotional tension. And most of the time, if in anger, people say something to you many a times, they had it in there all the time. My brothers and sisters, both at home and in the diaspora, you guys will have to tell me how you feel about this. But for me personally, it was very distasteful, it was disrespectful, and as a grown man who's in the business field, who knows what's going on, you're supposed to be more conservative with how you put out these kind of information, with how you say these things and when you say these things. You understand? But like I said, we're in the AI era still, and I'm guessing the ERC have to do their probe and do their investigations to find the origin of that audio recording which we heard, to see if it's actually something that can be justified. And then if it is true that Mr. Nazir Mohammed feels this way, then Mr. Nazir Mohammed, you really need to do better, my good brother. And whoever is this guy that you were speaking to this way, if that is the case, I would urge that you probably find a way to reach out to that brother and apologize. Find a way to do a public apology in the press. Write some kind of apology, justify your actions, because this is not looking good. Not when a larger percentage of the Azadeen Mohammed and the We Invest in Nation, its supporters, are of African descent. Guyanese brothers and sisters, leave your thoughts in the comment. Let me know how you feel about this. But I could set my watch to it. I know the accountability from Nazir Mohammed was coming. We were asking for the same accountability from Mr. Michael Rodriguez, the realest thing out of Guyana, also known as Guyanese critic, when he spews his racial remarks over and over. We are asking for the same accountability from Ms. Jennifer Ali. She needs to pay that $65,000 fine a couple of times. And we're asking for the same cross-the-board approach when it comes to law enforcement or enforcement in relation to ethnic relations and so on and so forth. Share your thoughts in the comment, brothers and sisters. Like, subscribe. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation. Y'all stay. What I would like for everyone to understand that is right now paying attention to Guyanese politics is that Azadeen Mohammed and his father, Nazir Mohammed, were once strong People's Progressive Party civic supporters. They were once some of the backbone donors of the People's Progressive Party civic. You guys are aware that just in 2018-2019, the now president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana used to be driving around in Azadeen Mohammed's vehicles and was protected, allegedly, by Azadeen Mohammed's security team. Now, if these men would have been strong donors of the PPP and would have enjoyed all the freedoms that this country has to offer and some more, I mean, these men were able to accumulate 80,000 acres of mining land, along with many mammoth lands in the Cooperative Republic, of which now we're knowing that, you know, the Mohammeds own a lot of land, they own a lot of buildings, they own a lot of infrastructure, right? They have housing communities and all of these things. Now we knowing all of that. But what I'm trying to let you guys understand is that this man was a one Guyana man. Now I want you guys to realize, this is for the affiliates and cohorts of the People's Progressive Party civic and the sycophants, how quickly idols can become rivals. Now we've all seen photographs of Azadeen Mohammed with many ministers of government. We've seen photographs with Azadine Mohammed with even our great vice president at some point, which means Azadine Mohammed was accepted by the PPP. Now, where has the love really gone, if we really think about it? Now, I don't know if it's political persecution. Many people are saying that it's looking like political persecution. I mean, with everything that I mentioned before, you can't be so tight with somebody and then as soon as they get in trouble, you just pull the entire carpet out from that person. And rather than you try to support the person, you are making it as hard on this person as possible. This can clearly show you guys that the People's Progressive Party civics are either very wicked, very vindictive, or Azadine may be the worst of them all and the most unlucky man in Guyana. Now let me read this report. As you guys all know, Azadine Mohammed would have been sanctioned by the United States back in June of 2024, right? And as you guys know, May Thomas, who was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Home Affairs, was also sanctioned. We don't hear anything about Miss Thomas, but we're hearing about Azadine Mohammed. And the pursuit of the case, especially the fact that it is continually mentioned by People's Progressive Party civic high-ranking official, it tells me that they have a vested interest in this case. And the fact that Azadine Mohammed's case is being pursued way more tenacious than they are pursuing that of Miss May Thomas, you know, it makes people have to wonder, is it a conditional accountability? Is the PPP about conditional accountability? Is the PPP about conditional adherence to law? Is the PPP conditional when they say who is a criminal, who is corrupt? It seems very conditional to me because they would have all been a part of the same sanction. Mind you, May Thomas wasn't indicted in the Florida courtroom, but she was sanctioned nonetheless. We never heard the PPP speak about it. But what I'm saying is this. Everything that Azadine Mohammed has been able to acquire, a large amount of it, they would have acquired under One Guyana. One Guyana run this country from 1992 to 2015, and then from 2020 to 2025. So many of these vehicles, and let me read the article before I get into this. The Guyana Revenue Authority has ordered that a Toyota Land Cruiser registered PAB 3000, previously owned by businessman Azadine Mohammed, be delivered to the Guyana Police Force, citing that the vehicle was transferred contrary to the terms under which it was imported and registered. The GRA has also instructed that the vehicle's bulletproof and security features be examined and removed with a deadline of January 7, 2026. In a strong legal response, attorneys representing Mohammed have rejected GRA's claims, insisting the transfer was lawful, approved by GRA officers, and supported by a valid certificate of registration. The defense is now demanding that GRA identifies the specific law allegedly breached and has formally requested written reasons for the decision, signaling potential judicial review proceedings. Now, just imagine, Azadine Mohammed, I don't know if the man sold the vehicle or the man just decided to just give the vehicle, try to give them away to family. I don't know what's going on. But the man apparently transferred the registration for the Land Cruiser to somebody else. Now, I would have seen a subsequent article where the names of the people that these transfers were made to was also published. Now, brothers and sisters, both at home and abroad, remember what I was saying earlier, this man is the original One Guyana man. Now, because Azadine Mohammed now have political ambitions, or I don't know if it's because Azadine Mohammed was sanctioned, we still don't even know what it is that caused the People's Progressive Party civic and the government and the entire mechanism and apparatus that governs how things are run seem to be coming after Azadine Mohammed heavily. We could see it. Just imagine the man transfer a vehicle and these people find some clause where they're saying they cited that the transfer was transferred contrary to the terms under which it was imported and registered. Some kind of article. This alone could tell you that these people nitpicking every single thing Azadine Mohammed does. And they would nitpick every single thing Guyanese does to make sure that they collect maximum taxes and make sure Guyanese adhere to the laws. But the internationals are in this country operating in many industries, building our infrastructure, and we're being told by many of our brothers and sisters, it is being reported that many of our LTC, health and safety codes are being violated. The people are being grossly underpaid, and none of these things are being looked into by the government, which this is coming from internationals. But when it comes to Guyanese, they would nitpick the law book, go through it front to back, back to front. Anybody that don't serve their agenda and their narrative to just grossly embarrass you and give you the hardest time in the cooperative republic. Now, can you guys please tell me? We have our oil being dug out of our country, of which we are only getting 14%. From the 14%, because of lack of ring fencing, the audits from 2017, between 2017 and 2020, would have shown that many disputed figures would have been highlighted in Exxon's report of their expenditures, and the government has really queried or fought any of that. In the last audit that would have been done, there would have been no clear-cut figure shown of what is disputed by the GRA. Those figures were not placed into the public domain. The 214 million US that would have been disputed figures in the first audit of ExxonMobil, the government has not even spent a minute, they've not spent a month pursuing that issue. The second audit was higher than 60 million US dollars. The government spent no time, no effort, no energy pursuing these issues. But look how everything is just being nitpicked all of a sudden for Azadi Mohammed. I hope that this is a wake-up call to the big businessmen and the rich people that are right now supporting, strong supporters of One Guyana. Anytime you guys come out of line, I want you to know this will be you. Anytime you fall out of line, this will be you. And many of you right now may be even under the protection of the power structure. But if you guys fall out of line, best believe it, this is going to definitely be you. Azadeen Mohammed, my brother, keep up the good fight. You've chosen to stand with the people for whatever reason you've chosen to do it. We still respect it. And the citizens across the length and breadth of Guyana that support you, they're going to be praying for you. And we hope that, we hope that all the ditches that are being dug for you, you will just go whistling blindly by and ascend to your true position. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation.
We established the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and we've been depositing all of our oil revenue into it, and we have been transferring out of the Sovereign Wealth Fund in keeping with the legislated ceiling. Okay. And I'm pleased to tell you that we have today, as we speak, we have saved in the Sovereign Wealth Fund resources that are sufficient today to pay off our country's entire external debt. If we were to choose to do so, we have enough savings in the Natural Resource Fund to pay off Guyana's external debt and still have some change.
You know what else the People's Progressive Party Civic would have done, Minister Ashley Singh, and what you guys would have been doing? Making large withdrawals into consolidated budgets to supplement these trillion-dollar budgets and these hundreds of million-dollar budgets in this country as well. You guys can talk about making all your withdrawals according to the ceiling. The fact is you guys are making these large withdrawals, and many a time you are investing into infrastructure that is substandard, that consistently has to be patched and repatched and rehabilitated in a short space of time. We have roads that have stood the test of time 20 years. We have bridges that have stood the test of time 20 years. And today, it's like just about 50 to 60% of everything you guys built with our wealth. Whether you guys are getting the money through the gazetted channel or not, the fact of the matter is you guys continue to squander Guyanese wealth. And to the international bodies and the internationals looking in upon us, come into many of these communities. Let us show you the roads that the government are pledging that they built. They've already been destroyed, degraded, cracked from one end to the other end in less than 12 months, brothers and sisters. Now, the fact that we have all of this money at the NRF and in our Sovereign Wealth Fund, the fact that the money we have saved can pay and service all our external debts and leave some change, Minister Ashley Singh, that still does not address the elephant on the ground. We have a higher level of poverty in Guyana in 2025 and going to 2026 than we had in 2003, before the gold was developed, before we had oil, and before bauxite mining at Linden made 214% increase in productivity in our bauxite, that are right now by your government being allowed to dredge our raw material out onto a conveyor belt straight into the ships that they have on our Demerara, which used to only be one ship per month. Now we have 40 and 50 ships each and every month. That still does not change the fact. And with all of that going on, you guys still have one of the highest level of poverty in South America. Guyana is still amongst the 5 countries in South America with the highest rate of poverty. You know what else, Minister Ashley Singh? Guyana's cost of living ranks amongst the highest in South America as well. And you know what else, Minister Ashley Singh? Guyana's salary that you pay ranks amongst the lowest in South America. The management you guys are speaking about is garbage. You can't develop a country if you do not develop the people, Minister Ashley Singh. Now, the fact you're paying us some of the lowest salaries in South America, coupled with the fact that Guyana holds some of the highest cost of living in South America, this is why I wonder why the president sat there and smiled as he told the reporters and the journalists at that little meeting that he had with them, that all of the things that we put in during COVID, we did not remove any of them, you know. When I look at Mr. President, I was like, I know this man can't be serious. We are pushing one of the highest cost of living in South America. Do your Google search and confirm it, Guyanese brothers and sisters, both at home and abroad. We have one of the highest costs of living in South America, and the government has made no effort, absolutely none, to implement price control units and price control department, because their rich friends, their big buy friends are the people that own the businesses. So they don't want to slow down money for their big buy friends. So they continue to squeeze and add additional load to the backs of Guyanese that are already grossly underpaid. And I'm speaking about hard-working people here. I'm speaking about teachers, nurses, police, and soldiers, the cornerstone of a country, educating the nation, keeping the nation healthy, and securing the people of this nation, this cooperative republic, that they can sleep peaceful in their beds at night, brothers and sisters. And these people are subjected to some of the lowest salaries in the fastest growing economy. Do your Google search and confirm it. So not only is the cost of living high, the Guyanese are being paid low salaries. The price of infrastructure in this country is through the roof right now. Guyanese can't even afford a piece of land in their country. And these men want to be seen to the public and the rest of the world as smart men that are governing this country with the interest of all of Guyana in mind. Boulder Dash. And though it sounds good to say, Minister Ashley Singh, and though it sounds good to the ears, Guyanese brothers and sisters, both at home and abroad and in the diaspora that are looking in upon us, what Minister Ashley Singh does not mention is that the wealth of this nation, whenever they draw their consolidated funds and consolidated budgets and all of these things, it is usually funneled straight into the hands of the rich and straight into the hands of 90% of the people who are one Guyana people, because the country has been monopolized. There is no way this government could have been equitably trying to transfer wealth to Guyanese people, and we would have a higher rate of poverty today than we had back in 2006 and back in 2003 and back in 2009, brothers and sisters. The People's Progressive Party Civic are men with imperialist ideals, totalitarian ideals, dictator ideals, and they want to continue to run this country by exploiting the fears and the anxiety of Guyanese, because living paycheck to paycheck, living on survival salaries is one of the most traumatic experiences for anybody. To not be able to have financial security and a good financial blanket, to not have a 6 months of saving in your bank even though you've worked 20 years and 10 years, it's a scary thing. To not know that you have money there if your child gets sick or you get sick is a scary, traumatic experience. And many Guyanese across the length and breadth of this country are traumatized daily by the People's Progressive Party Civic. Also, Minister Ashley Singh, it's good that Guyana can repay our loans, but you guys continue to still take more and more and more. Like, you guys don't like it that Guyana's savings is higher than the loans. Like, you guys want to make sure that the loans surpass our savings the way you guys are acting. And you guys need to understand that real Guyanese in this country is struggling. Real Guyanese don't have enough money in their bank to service their loans. How can you guys sit there and speak about great governance and speak about great implementation of policies when you guys have Guyanese in the fastest growing economy, where the gold price has doubled from 2006 to date, where the bauxite productivity has doubled and even tripled to date from 2003 and 2006 to now? And you know what happened? Rather than the price of land reduce, you guys rose the price of land. You guys give the internationals land availability and tax exemptions. You guys are not a good government that are governing for all of Guyana. And if you guys were governing for all of Guyana, you trust me, Minister Ashley Singh, I would do nothing other than sing your praises. Now, while I know some Guyanese will find a way to join One Guyana and some Guyanese will find ways to survive in this country, there should be no way a single mother should be working to take care of her children and only taking home $400 in a month, Minister Ashley Singh. Not in a country that has one of the highest cost of living. Do your Google search and confirm it, brothers and sisters, in South America. Not in a country that we are paying some of the highest prices for electricity and energy. Not in a country where food prices rising faster than people's salary. There is no way a mother can survive on that. That means the children are struggling, Minister Ashley Singh, and all this is being done under your government. The proof is in the pudding. The facts, data, and statistics prove it. Though the country managed to save this money that surpasses our loans, it wasn't from great governance. It's from the blessings of the Most High God that was placed beneath our feet and above our ground that belongs to each and every Guyanese per capita. And the facts show, based on the amount and percentage of Guyanese living at and below the poverty line, based on the salary you pay your people in comparison to Barbados and so on, that the People's Progressive Party Civic have not been governing with the interests of Guyanese in mind, and you guys have no interest in making Guyanese life better, eradicating poverty, and giving Guyanese the chance to strive and thrive and survive and develop in the country. You guys are coveting all of the wealth of this nation for yourselves, and you can't deny it. No amount of malarkey can. This is an Eternity Enterprise presentation.
Oh, no, 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 no. We don't need none of it. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't need none of them deportees. Really come again. No, 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 no. Mr. President, I begging you please one more time. No, 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 no. We don't need no refugees. Mr. President, Guyanese, begging you please. How can you accept deportees that don't belong to this country? Mr. President, this is so disrespectful to me as a Guyanese. You don't respect this country's sovereignty. You done got all the protections for you and your families. Now you accepting deportees and refugees to mess up my beautiful country. It's more crime and violence. This is all I see in this beautiful country. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I say no, 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 no. We don't need none of them deportees. Really come again. No, 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 no. Mr. President, we begging you please one more time. No, 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 no. We can't take none of these refugees, Mr. President. Can you refuse them, please? Yeah. Something I just see and I realize the president is a puppet in the white man's eyes. Guyanese people, Guyana don't get fried. Now we stop and check and can't even reply. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. We don't need none of your deportees again, again. No, 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 no. President Ali, we begging you please. No, no. Deportees, no, no. Refugees, oh Lord. Guyanese, begging you please. No deportees.